Hello everyone and welcome back. Today we're going to be completing our 2.0 workout series with workout E. This workout is going to be focusing on arms, core, and glutes. The equipment you will need for this workout will be a stability ball for our leg curls. We're going to need a medicine ball or a dumbbell for our chops. We're also going to need different loopy bands, as well as some light dumbbells. Okay, let's get started. Here we go with a warm up. We're going to be starting with some cross taps. Get the body moving. Warming up the upper body, shoulders, the ankles, the core. Ten more seconds of our cross taps. Getting ready to go into high knees. Here we go, high knees. 30 seconds per side. Bringing the knees up right to the elbows. This helps to warm up our core, our hip flexors, our shoulders. And getting ready to switch sides. Here we go. Stretching those arms up as high as you can go. Bringing the knees to the elbows. Working that hip flexor. We're also feeling some quad on the other side. A few seconds left here. And then we're going to be going into some leg curls. 3, 2, 1. Straightening out, leg curls, bring it back. This is another great one for warming up the entire body. Bringing your heels back, kicking your glutes. Also, our upper body is going into like a row position. So we're pulling back, stretching the chest, and warming up our back muscles. Taking it nice and wide. 3, 2, 1. Nice and wide. Side lunge and straighten. Side to side, stretching out our adductor muscles. Activating our glutes. Warming up our quads. Few seconds left here. And 3, 2, and 1. Taking it across the body into toe taps. Another great movement that helps us to stretch out our hamstrings, warm up our glutes, and our lower back. Crossing the body, touching the opposite toe. Few seconds left here. And 3, and 2, and 1. Okay, we're going to be getting started first with a diagonal chop. From there, we're going to be moving into some frog jumps with a band just above the knees. After that, we're going to be going into some tricep extensions and some ball curls with to work our hamstrings and our triceps. And following that, we'll be going into some bicep curls and some side legs to work on strengthening and toning our hips and glute muscles. Okay, so here we go. We're getting started with our medicine ball for our diagonal chops, 30 seconds per side. Bringing the ball above the shoulders. Feet are just over hip width apart. And we're getting ready to draw a diagonal line from above the shoulders, reaching diagonally over the shoulder. And our next target is to bring the ball beside our hips. So it looks like this kind of motion here. And ready? And set 1. Let's get started. In 5 seconds. And 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead there on the first side. Making sure we get a nice twist in the core. Now, one thing that you do not want to do with the chop is you do not want to swoop down with the chop. You want to make sure your hands are placed properly. One hand on top of the ball, one hand below. And that will make sure that you achieve the proper form for this exercise. Getting ready to switch sides. Other side, go ahead. Now 30 seconds on the other side. And our knees and hips are moving freely. We're not going down into a total squat, but our hips and our knees are getting a little bit of action and movement there to help us with the full rotation and the full twisting motion. Just a few seconds left on this side. And 3, and 2, and 1. We're on our 30-second break. Now we're going into our frog jumps. Grabbing a loopy band, we're going to be placing it above our knees. And this is a jumping motion. And we're gonna just demonstrate it here for the first few seconds. We're going wide, touching the floor. When I go down, my back is flat. We're bringing it up and we're switching other arm. Looks like this from the side. Looks like this from the front. Make sure that we are bending forward and we're not squatting down. This is a forward bend. Getting ready and go ahead. Frog jumps, 60 seconds. Getting a nice stretch in our glutes. And with the resistant band as well, that intensifies that muscle activation. I'm gonna turn around and give you a side view here. And just go at your own pace. You really do want to feel these leg muscles activate, the glutes activate. You want to make sure that you keep your back nice and flat as you reach down to touch the floor. A little bit of cardio as well. We don't focus on a lot of cardio in this program, but it is very important to do at least a few minutes of plyometrics per workout. This is what this is. It's a little bit of jumping and a little bit of cardio. Last rep coming right up. Great, okay. Next one, we're gonna be going back into our upper body, grabbing our dumbbells, working on lying down tricep extensions. These ones are called skull crushers. What we're doing here is we're placing our elbows pointed up to the ceiling. My elbows are down by my ears and shoulders. The dumbbells are down by my ears and shoulders. We're gonna be starting the clock in just 2 seconds. And go ahead, extending right up to the ceiling. So the dumbbells should be parallel with the ceiling. Bring them back down to the shoulders. Movement looks like this. You do not want to be reaching back or bringing the weight down and then folding. You want to make sure it's only the elbow that is moving, not the shoulders. So as we focus on that elbow motion, we're getting a good stretch in the triceps as we go down to the shoulders. So we're stretching and then straightening, making sure we're hitting the muscles that we're targeting. Make sure to go nice and slow, focus on proper form. Strength before speed. We're almost done in a few seconds. Last rep right here, bring it down and straighten. 30 seconds break before we go into our stability ball leg curls. This is going to be working the backs of the legs and behind the knees. We're stretching out on our mat. The top of the ball goes under the Achilles. Making sure I'm nice and straight, nice and stretched out. Starting in 2 seconds. Here we go, lift the body, curl the ball under and out. Under and out. And we're just repeating this motion, keeping the hips elevated off the floor. We have our hands beside us for a little bit of stability. We also have our shoulders on the floor, so points of contact are the shoulders and the hands. And we also have the feet on the top of the stability ball. Go at your own pace. If you feel the ball getting away from you, just adjust it accordingly. Breathing in and out. This is definitely going to get your hamstrings for sure after 3 sets. You're going to feel this one burn quite a bit. I always recommend, if you're new to this exercise, go very slow. Last rep here. Good. Bring it down to the floor. Switching now from lower body back to upper body with bicep curls. All right, so here we are. We always want to make sure that we glue the upper arm to the rib cage. Another thing to watch out for, don't do your bicep curls like this. Pull the shoulders back and use straight posture. And make sure it's just the elbow that's moving, not the shoulder. Ready? Go ahead. All the way up, all the way down. Another common mistake is half reps. Make sure you go all the way down. You must stretch the bicep and flex. Stretch and flex to get the best results. Remember, half reps, half results. You want full range of motion. The core and the hips must be stable. We should not be rocking or hoofing the weight. Everything must be stable. If you feel like you have to rock or use momentum, chances are the weight is too heavy for you, and it's always best to perfect the form before you add weight. Almost there. 10 seconds left. Nice and slow. Strength before speed. Last rep right here, coming all the way up and all the way down. Coming back down to the floor. I have about 3 different resistance bands here. I like to use a lighter one for the lying side leg raise. So we're going to be throwing this over top of the knees, again, just above the knees, laying on our side. We still have about 10 seconds left on our break here. Bottom leg is bent. Make sure your hip is square, right up to the ceiling. Don't be leaning back. Don't be leaning forward too much. Make sure you're working the outer thigh muscle and go ahead. 30 seconds per side. Play around with different kinds of bands, different resistance levels. If one seems too easy, go up a level. If it seems too hard, go down a level. You want to make sure you get a big range of motion. So if you're using a resistance band and you're only able to get your leg a little bit off the floor, it's best to go down and wait, because you really do want that full range of motion. And last rep on this side, we're going to flip it around. Other side here. Now you can stay on your mat. I just have to turn around and face you, so it takes me a few extra seconds to get into that position. But really, we're working the outer thigh. We want to make sure we're not laying back, otherwise we're working our hip flexor. We're not leaning forward, otherwise we're getting our full glute side. We want to feel this burn up the side. And we're almost there, just a few seconds left. And last rep right here. Okay, that concludes set 1 of workout E 2.0 series. Gonna grab a little water. All right, we're gonna hit the chops next. We're getting ready for set 2 here with our medicine ball chops. Here we go. Getting ready to start in 3, 2, 1, and go ahead. Above the shoulders to the hip. Nice twisting motion in the core. Make sure you're not swooping down with the ball. It's a diagonal line right across the body, right across the front. You can go as fast or as slow as you want. Nice diagonal line, a little bit of movement in the knees and hips. Nothing crazy. And switching sides, here we go. Which means the other hand is now going to be on top. sure you're breathing, stretch that core. Nice big twist through the center of the body. It always helps too to look at the ball, look at the direction you're going. That ensures you're actually twisting your core and you're not just using your arms. You do want to make sure you are getting a nice twist through the core here. And we're good for reps. Drop this down. I usually use a heavier resistance band for the frog jumps. It's one that does require a bit more resistance. Getting ready to start in just a few seconds. Again, making sure that we're not going down, we're going forward. It's like we're picking something up off the floor. Just remember that when you're doing this exercise. Here we go, 60 seconds, and go ahead. Down and up. Feeling that stretch in the hamstrings and in the glutes. You're gonna be locking in your core to support your back. Jumping nice and softly. Control is key. Nice steady state. Find a pace that you're able to sustain for the entire 60 seconds. Almost there. About 15 seconds left. Feeling that burn in the quad. Almost there. Last rep. And here we go. Dropping the band. Coming down to the floor, back to the upper body with our tricep extension. Laying down on the floor. Making sure our knees are bent, feet are flat on the floor. Bringing our weights into position. Getting ready to start. In 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead, straighten and stretch. Straighten and stretch it all the way back down to the shoulders. Watch the placement of the dumbbells. These are called skull crushers. This is going to help us to remember that when we're bringing the weights down, that they're right beside our head, right beside our ears, right beside our skull. Just keep thinking skull crushers, and then dumbbells sit right beside our skull. Just like that. When we straighten our hands, dumbbells parallel to the ceiling. Make sure you're not twisting your wrist and going up like that. Make sure you have a nice good grip on the dumbbells. Everything's straight. Last rep. Good. Down. Bring it in. Getting ready for our leg curls for our hamstrings. Top of the ball goes under the Achilles. We're on the floor. Stretched out. Getting into position. And 60 seconds of ball curls. Go ahead, lift the hips off the floor, curl the ball in and back out. Again, when we're talking about consistency and we're doing time training, we want to make sure that we're going at a pace we can sustain. We don't want to start super fast right away. We're going to burn out before 30 seconds is up. We want to make sure that we're training at a very controlled and sustainable pace. Strength before speed. This one's going to definitely challenge the stability of your core and your hips for sure. At any point, you can always drop and take a break. You do what you want to do with it, really. I'm just here to guide you and kind of help you keep time. Hopefully you're following along. Take breaks as needed. You will get stronger. And we got our last rep here, and we're good there for our ball curls. Back to our upper body for bicep curls. Grabbing our dumbbells. Making sure we're getting into a nice position for that. Taking our 30-second break. Getting ready for our next exercise. Glue those upper arms to the rib cage. You do not want to see the shoulders moving back and forth. Go ahead for reps all the way up, all the way down. Glue those arms to the rib cage. Make sure that your arms are stable. Please do not do your bicep curls like this. Pull your shoulders back and use straight posture. Here's our halfway point. Again, finding a steady rhythm, a nice sustainable tempo. Breathing pattern, out on the effort, in on the return. All these things that we're remembering from 1.0 or our 0.5 program. Almost ready for our last rep. Last one here, bring it up and back down. Coming back down to the floor. I'm gonna use a bit more of a resistance for this one. Putting the band just above our knees. And here we are. We're on our one side. Bottom leg is bent. Top leg is straight. Hips are pointing straight up to the ceiling. Go ahead. Get some nice resistance there on that band. Right? You want to make sure that at the end of your 30 seconds, you're feeling it challenging. If it's not challenging, you need to change something. You need to get a heavier band. By the last 5 seconds, 5 to 10 seconds, you should be feeling the leg burning there. And switching sides. Getting right back into it as soon as you're into position. Again, check in with your hip. Make sure everything is straight. Try not to do this here with your body bent forward. Check in on your form. Make sure your body is nice and straight. And we're almost there. A couple reps left. And last one right here. Good. That concludes set 2. Reaching for our water for hydration in between sets. And we're on our break. Getting ready to go into set 3. Workout E 2.0. Wrapping it up here. All right, here we go. Ready, ball above the shoulder. Here we go, last set and go ahead. 30 seconds per side. Nice twist through the core. The hip side hand is on top. The shoulder side hand is on the bottom. If you get these right, you shouldn't have a problem with the position of the ball. Switching sides, here we go. Nice stretch through the core, above the shoulder to the hip. Shoulder, hip. A little bit of bend in the knees and hips. A few seconds left. Couple more reps. Getting a nice arm burn, nice shoulders, toned and defined shoulders. And stopping at the hip. Getting ready for our frog jumps. Band goes above the knees. Gonna give you the side view this time. Starting in 5 seconds. And we start with our feet hip width apart. Ready, go ahead, out and in. down and up. Flat back. Nice stretch in the glutes. If you don't have a band, you can do this without a band, but these are so cheap. I recommend having some resistance bands on hand because at some point you're going to be feeling like you need a bit more of a challenge. Nice steady pace, one that you can sustain for 60 seconds. You don't have to go all out. Strength before speed. Few seconds left. You should be feeling it now. Waiting for that last rep, and we're good. All right, going into our upper body now with our tricep extension. Coming down to the floor. Getting into position. We're on our 30-second break. Starting in 5 seconds. Elbows pointing up to the ceiling. Dumbbells by the shoulders, go ahead. Straighten and stretch. How steady can you keep your arms and your shoulders? Make sure those elbows stay pointed up to the ceiling. Don't bend them back too far. Don't bring them ahead. All the tension must be on the triceps. Bending them down all the way to the skull, all the way to the shoulders, and back up. Almost there. Last few seconds. This workout is really good for getting all the target groups of the body, the glutes, the arms, the core, the shoulders, and bring it down. Good. Also the back of the legs. Ball curls are really, really good for toning and strengthening the back of the legs and behind the knees. We're on our back. Straightening our legs. The top of the ball is resting just under the Achilles. Starting in 5 seconds. Lifting up the hips. Bringing it in and back out. Shoulders are pressed against the floor. We have our hands to our side to help keep us stable. Finding a nice steady pace. If you notice your hips falling, just bring them back up. Nice and steady, slow and steady. Time under tension. Almost there. This one can seem to go pretty slow, where 1 minute feels like 2. We're almost done our full workout. Almost there. Last rep, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, bring it out. 3 sets of leg curls, finished. Switching back to our upper body for our arms. Here we go, getting into position. Checking in with our posture. Pull the shoulders back. And go ahead, glue those arms to the rib cage. Keep the shoulders as stable as possible. You should not be bending back. You should not be bending forward and back. Everything must stay stable. Making sure you're keeping your breath nice and steady. Breathing out on the effort, breathing in on the return. 10 seconds. Last rep right here, up and all the way back down. You're having a band of your choice. Having a seat here on the floor for our last exercise. Lying side leg raise, resting on our hand down to the floor. Our posture is straight, bottom leg is bent, and we're lifting our top leg. And go ahead, up and back down. Making sure your hip is parallel to the ceiling. And you can even put your hand on the muscle that you're supposed to be feeling. That helps as well. By the third set, you should feel a challenge for sure. You should feel your muscles fatiguing by now. If not, you just need to go heavier. You do not need to add an extra set in most cases. You just need to add more weight. Switching sides. At least when you're first starting out, you really want to make sure that you're really activating the muscles and giving them a good challenge. You want to build lean muscle mass to help boost our metabolism, especially after 40. As soon as we hit 40, things start to happen. Things start to go wonky in our body. We want to make sure that we are doing everything that we can to make sure that we have an amazing and healthy journey ahead of us past 40 years. A few seconds left. And last rep right here. Great. Okay. That wraps up our 2.0 workout E. We're now going into a cool down stretch, bringing it in into butterfly. Nice straight posture. Shoulders back. Inhale, exhale. Bringing the heart rate down nice and slow. And doing our cool down. Please don't skip the cool down ever. It only takes a few seconds to stretch, and it could make a huge difference in how you feel post-workout. All right, one leg out. Single leg hamstring stretch. Bring yourself down as low as you can go. Try to touch your toe or your ankle, whatever you can touch. And bring it up, switching sides. Other leg now, down. Give it a good stretch. Hold it for a few seconds. And bring it up. We are going to be switching now our position, going into a torso twist. One leg over the other, opposite arm around. Bring it through. Nice twisting stretch here. Through the core. Hold and take some deep breaths. And switching sides. Twist and hold. And release. Going into cat and cow. We're on all fours. Going up into cat, down into cow. Stretching the back. And we'll go one more cat, one more cow. Bring it up now into downward dog. This is gonna make sure we get a nice good stretch in the hamstrings. As we did work our hamstrings today with the ball curls, we wanna make sure that we stretch the muscles that we work during our workout. Hold that for a few extra seconds. If you're feeling tight tomorrow, This is the stretch you want to do, especially if you're feeling it in the hamstrings. Bringing it down into child's pose. Stretching forward. You're going to feel the stretch under the arms, through the lats. The idea is eventually to try to get the glutes to the heels, and that might take some time. Take some deep breaths. And we're going to bring it up, going into a chest stretch. Bring it back. Stretching through the chest, arms back and hold. And a couple inhale, exhales. And we're going to go stretching side over the body. Should feel that under the arms, down the side and into the hips. And switching sides. Hold that for a few seconds. And release. Great, thank you so much. As we wrap up this 2.0 series, make sure that you stick with this routine or this program for about at least 6 weeks before you move on to the next level. Thanks so much, and we'll see you in the next workout.